All right, it's sheep time, folks. Check this amazing experimental show out. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful day. This is us. This is the Glass Academy, and this is our Sunday experimental show. We post one a week, as you're seeing in the beginning here. We got a ram, we got a sheep. This is a pretty cool experimental show, and I'm going to give you all the details about it right now. So there's our example piece. This was a product I got for my sister as a Christmas gift last January. There's the artist. You could holler at her. She made some amazing, beautiful things. But I just found it in my gift drawer and brought it out and decided that today might be the day that we give a shot to making a glass sheep. I think it would be pretty cute. I think people might appreciate that. But I started here by putting together, I wanted to do perhaps a pink nose or a pink little mouth, something to show that it's an animal. So I found all the little pieces of pink that we had that we've used. I think these were for bunnies in the Easter time. We make these really cute bunnies, stylized bunnies with just a little pink nose on them. So I pieced all those babies together, and then I'm going to be going for, well, you're going to see. In the end, the pink wasn't the move, but you'll see that during this process. I'll talk you through it. If this is your guys' first time watching a show like this, these are weekly, every Sunday. Usually my mom and I experiment. This is about not making something we've done before, experimenting with the glass, trying new things, and that's what we're doing again here. Now, it was only us filming together today, so she's got the camera, and you're going to see her set the camera down from time to time to help me out, because as many of you know, glass blowing is a two-person situation. You can't blow glass with just one person. So we're going to be helping each other out throughout the process, documenting it as best we can. But we started off, and the first thing I thought of in making these sheep was to get some really cool texture on the glass. I've got a larger chunk white there, and I went for 2 coats. And now I'm going to blow a bubble into it, and once I get, normally all your colors on there once the bubble's in the glass, you blow it out nice and smooth and symmetrical, and that's how it goes. But after the bubble gets blown into this one, I'm going to actually, here's the bubble in there, I'm going to actually, boom, blowing it through my thumb. It's going to expand a little bit right now. I'm going to take it and get it hot, and while it's a hot bubble, lay it into the white again. So you can see that it's a little bit texturized, and I don't heat it for too long in the hole, and I start shaping it up. So it's actually, when you guys see the final product, you're going to really like. I loved how it turned out. It looks like sheep fur. Or is it sheep, is that right? I don't know, you guys. You have to correct me on that one. I would love to see some comments on this. And as always, guys, if you have questions, give us an ask in the comments. I check these every Monday morning. I sit up, and the first thing I do is take a look at the YouTube comments. So let us know what you're thinking of. Here, now I got this solidified, and this is where if we had a second person doing it, maybe they would grab the pipe from me, or maybe they'd be doing the torching, but because it's just me, I stuck the jacks there and let the pipe lean up against that tool. And I went to my first original thought. This is attempt 1 of 3, is to take this black stringer and drop 4 little cute stylized hooves onto the bottom of the sheep. My first mistake was that I didn't flatten the sheep, so he's completely round, and actually it doesn't necessarily, there you go, I'm pointing that out, it doesn't necessarily need to be flat if I had made those feet bigger, because a sheep's belly isn't really flat, you know, it kind of dangles down. But I wanted those feet to be cute, small, and not the main focus. I wanted the body and the fur, or the matted, you know, sheep hair to be the main focus. But that's the process of the experimental show. Here's where my brain really got in a pretzel. I was just like, what is going on? I mean, how does the head of a sheep look? You know, I looked up some pictures beforehand. I looked at our stylized, cool-looking ceramic piece beforehand as well. And pretty much here I was just smacking this head around, smacking the blob around, like, what am I doing? And it still turned out okay, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I might just try and make it like a round ball in the next one. We'll see. You can see how those feet turned out. You see it glowing red right now, folks, and that's because the glass is so hot, and black really shows its heat very well compared to white. It doesn't really show its heat until it's super hot and it turns just completely clear. Just like these eyeballs. I got white stringer, but look at how when I put this second eyeball on, squish it, it's not even visible. That's because the glass is so hot, it's not showing its true color, and that's the way it works. We're working from a range of like 1200 is when the glass stiffens up down to, or up to about 2100 when you pull it out of the furnace. We got two eyes on there, clear, or we did white, and then black pupils on each of them. But it's turning out okay. There's a really crazy thought process in the way this all goes together. Here's his little pink nose, and I tried to put a little mouth on him, and it just really made him look pretty derpy, folks. Pretty darn derpy. But you take him over here, we take a look at him. We got a couple little ears on him, but there he is, sniffing the ground. That white is so powerful, it's even hard to pick up from the camera because it's just such a bright, brilliant white. But I'll torch his bottom a little bit. Contemplating with the idea of putting a little tail on him too. We're gonna see, I think next week is Michelle's turn for the experimental show, but the week after that, I'm gonna go back in and take a couple more attempts on this here. So here's round two. Still have the stringers there. Still have the pipe going. Everything's looking good. Same colors, no changes. There's our example. I wanted to get a couple different tools as well. I'm going to let you guys just watch this process. Take a notice if there's anything different from the beginning that you saw on the most previous one. Pretty much the same process. I don't know if you could tell, but we got it down a little bit quicker. I knew exactly what I was doing. And it'd be cool in the future to even line those up side by side and just have them go screen by screen, side by side at the same time and see how similar they were. A little bit of air. I went a little bit bigger on this one. And then watch this next move I'm going to do here is going to be a little bit of flattening action. Boom. Now that's a very experimental process there too, because I noticed when I flattened that one, he was so hot the whole body sank down. He became almost ovular. I don't know if that's the right word or not either, but I'm on a roll. And you'll see the way I do it a little bit different on the third one with Michelle's assistance so that we can get a nice sheepy body. Same move going on here. I gave those feet another attempt and I went a little bigger on them. They got a flat bottom, so I know for sure this time that they'll be actually sitting. It will sit on those 4 feet and that his stomach won't be bulging through where his feet are. That's never a comfortable thing, folks. So just giving it the old swirl and you can slowly see those taking color. Where Michelle set down the camera and we got this really nice wide angle on our new filming device. There goes Amy, our amazing gallery manager, doing an incredible job. Michelle's whipping up a punty, and I didn't talk about it on the first time around, but 90% of products need to be flipped around. There's the part that's connected to the pipe and you need to finesse that other part. In this particular case, I decided to make the part that's connected to the pipe and about to be broken off hidden underneath where the head gets applied. So that's kind of that's part of the process of designing a piece. You gotta implement where the pipe's connection is and where it's going to be either smoothed out, and you can't just smooth out everything with different colors. It'll affect differently, but part of the process. There goes Michelle shucking some pipes. There's that hole I was talking about. As the pipes get cooled down, they break off, the glass breaks off, they clean themselves, and you can shuck them back up and put them back up there and get them warm again. There's my reminder to let you guys know that we are out here, and if you like what you're seeing, like and subscribe and share the feed, share everything we got going on with your friends and family. This is a beautiful Thanksgiving week for us here, and this is what we do. We blow glass pretty much every day. We teach classes. You can see beautiful shot of our studio here in the background. The gallery's all the way back there. We're out of Dearborn, Michigan, and it's me, my mom, my dad, and then we got an amazing staff as well. But this is pretty much what we do on the regular, and we've started streaming since the pandemic, and it's been going really well. We're looking to do it even better and really need to hear what you guys like, because we're always just kind of picking and choosing. There's no real, there's no booklet on how to make a glass shop, and there's no booklet on how to stream with glass blowing. I mean, we've had our cameras explode from the heat. We've had all kinds of treachery go down here in the shop, and it's been a huge learning curve. We're really getting it figured out now. Michelle's doing an amazing job. My mom, the marketing and social media champion, and it takes an army to make this all happen. So even though typically you see me and my dad and my mom and maybe a few other glass blowers on camera, just know we've got an amazing staff that's holding it down for us. But if you like what you're seeing, just send us a like, shoot us a comment. The comments are great. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have questions, if you got ideas for what I could maybe do on the next show, I'd love to implement them, and I'll give you guys a shout out. That'd be super cool. But that's how we do it. So this is an example of here I asked Michelle just to hold on to the pipe for a second so I could show her what I wanted the first one of these bits to look like. A bit is an application of glass onto what you already have going. And so I already had the sheep going. This one's going to turn into the ram, and I shaped up a nice little horn for her to bring over, and this was an attempt at sticking a horn on. So we brought it on there. Notice she's twisting the pipe as she's pulling up, and I cut it off. She was just saying there, you could see her with her fingers, chop, chop. She was saying, instead of using the diamond shears that cut it round on top, why not go for the straight shears and cut it at an angle? So I'm gonna work the torch. This was not, the beautiful thing is, I mean, we've got so many different products, and they've all came from so far. There's no way that we can make the perfect product in its first chance. And literally, if we decide to take the sheep here and implement it into the gallery, put it on our live show on Tuesday nights, see what the people think of it. If it's popular and if it's worth recreating, then we'll keep making it. And I'd say probably not until a year from now would everything about the process be perfect. And it's never really even perfect. That's a pretty strong word, I'd say. But I was just talking with Oliver, one of our assistants, a couple days ago. We were making some snails, and we've got these really cool stylized snails that we have on the website and in the gallery. And that took about a year. I mean, we had it figured out. We knew we wanted to do it. We did it. It took probably 2 weeks until it was something like, okay, that actually looks like a snail that someone might like, and that looks intentional. And then over the course of the year, making them more and more, all these little things fall into place. From the way you communicate with your team when you're making them, to the way that they all, just the timing of it comes together between your team, lining it up, the heat, the application, the smoothness of everything, and then just the final quality of the product to hide the GA stamp, to hide the punty mark, to make sure everything looks clean and controlled. It takes a really long time. So that was number 3. That was number 2. We're jumping into number 3 here. The horns didn't get me too excited, but it was still pretty cool. And I don't know. I wanted to try ears on this one. So we're going to see how that looks. The horns on the one right there you see on the table look really cool compared to the horns that I had put on. So that one, if we want to go that route, it's going to take a little bit of action to get that going. So let's take a look here as we get this body blown out, and notice how Michelle jumps in to make this body look a little bit different. We'd love to see some guesses as to what you think Michelle's purpose was in what she did there. So 2 things. Let us know what you think Michelle was doing behind the pipe over there. Love to see that in the comments. And then now we're going for something a little bit different. She's got a tiny little gather, and she's going for some black glass. So instead of doing the old stringer special, which is what I was doing in the beginning, we're gonna put on some bits, and we're gonna make them a little bit bigger. And I'm going to flatten each one of them as we do it. And that's the beauty of the torch here. I can cut this really small. By the time you cut it, the jacks have already cooled down the majority of 50% of that mass. So a little extra torch, and the body underneath it stiffens up, where that exterior very edge gets hot again. And you'll see on an up close here that I got a nice flat, and it kind of looks like 4 little hooves down there. It's a pretty nice technique. Remind you guys again, we got 1 million videos on YouTube, and we got 1 million videos on Facebook. If you guys love what you're seeing, follow us on social media. Come visit us in the shop. Make a trip. We're actually in the midst of adding a beverage counter into our studio, so now is a very transformative time for us at the Glass Academy. Meanwhile, we're keeping up on our experimental videos and really trying to keep the creative energy flowing as it does. So if you love what you're seeing, spread the word, like and share, and really it means a ton to us. It's one click for you guys, but they really all add up and make a difference for us. As you can see, the 4th one coming down, that first one's cooled down, the first 2, and they're starting to really get pretty darn dark and hoove-like. Now we're in a little bit of double time here so you guys can see all the action of this show, but I really don't move my knee that fast when I'm dancing to music, I swear. There's the OG sheep. There's the thought process, thinking, early morning. Hope you guys have had a beautiful time watching this show. You know where to find us. Spread the word, and looking forward to many more shows. I'll be looking in the comments, you guys. Let us know what you think. Appreciate you all. Have a beautiful one.